Today, I'm going to give you 5 quick tips for how to get the most out of the subscriber platform. Make sure to stick around to the end because I promise you, this is going to be the secret weapon to grow your YouTube channel. Now let's dive in. So after entering your channel name, Subscriber has gone and looked at your videos and created an audience avatar so it knows how to target the content to your audience. But how does it know to write like you? Well, if I click to this voice tab here, what I'll see is that Subscriber has already created a voice for my channel. And this is just a little writing sample that you can use to generate a preview of what that voice is going to sound like. So the preview here is on the right. Now, if there's something I don't like about how Subscriber has generated my voice, I can click edit here. And what I can say is use simple language except when mentioning AI technology, because I make videos about AI and I want to use those complicated terms. So I'll click edit voice and it will generate a new preview. So I can just keep refining this until it gets my voice perfect. And I promise you, this will help your content really stand out and sound like you wrote it. Now that I have my channel voice just how I want it, I'm so ready to create my first script. So from the script tab here, I'll click create script. And there's a lot of fields on this page, but don't worry because I'm going to explain them to you one by one. So the script number, you can leave it as is, or if you have another project management tool like a Trello that keeps track of project numbers, you can just update this to match. Okay, the next thing is your language, obviously. From there, the target length of the video. So I'm going to give you estimates here of a word count about how many minutes this is spoken. In my case, I want to do a 12-minute video, so I'm going to click 2,000 words. Now, the format. Most of these here are just kind of a hint for the AI to know what kind of video you want to create, but there is one that's a little bit different, so I'll just talk about it briefly, which is the compilation or listicle format. Now, let's say I want to create a video called the top 5 tools for YouTubers, and I want to say, of course, Subscriber, I want to say vid IQ, I want to say next lev 1 of 10 and maybe TubeBuddy as well. So this gives Subscriber a little bit more information to know, hey, I want to structure the script to make sure I cover all of these topics. Now, if you're not creating a compilation or listicle type of video, then just choose one of these other formats. In my case, I want to create an educational video. So let's do that. Now I'm going to enter the topic of my video. In my case, I want to say this insane new AI tool literally writes my YouTube scripts for me. Now this can be in the format of a YouTube title, but it doesn't have to be. It can also be multiple sentences. It doesn't just have to be a short phrase. The next thing here is the unique angle. And this is one of my favorite fields on this page because if you spend time thinking about the unique angle of your video, I promise you, you will get a much better result from Subscriber. So in my case, I've actually written one out here and you can see it's quite long, but what I'm actually giving in the instructions here is a bit of information about the structure. In this video, I first want to talk about the traditional script writing approach, including the challenges. Then I want to introduce Subscriber. I want to walk through some of the major features. I'm giving the AI more hints about what I want to write about. This can be quite long. You can write as much as you want here. So I'd encourage you to really think through this and put in something detailed so that you don't just get generic output. Okay, the next thing is the audience. Now this is populated from the audience avatar. If it isn't perfect or you want to make some tweaks, go ahead. And then the audience goals. What do you want the audience to learn, think, or feel by the end of the video? Another way to think about this is when they click on it, they're expecting to get some sort of grand payoff or result at the end. That's what this is. I'm going to say, get frustrated with the traditional approach to script writing and be motivated to try Subscriber. The last thing here is research. It's super important to make your script more detailed and also more accurate. One of the big knocks against AI is that it sometimes just makes up facts, and this is true. But if you give it lots of research, it will do a much better job in giving you a factual script. So I would encourage you to use this. Depending on how much research you want to add, the number of words, it is going to cost you more credits, but I promise you, it is worth it. So in this case, I'm going to choose comprehensive. I don't know exactly how much research I'm going to put in, but let's just go with that for now. Now that I've configured my script, I get to the summary page and it just summarizes everything I've entered before. The next step is to click framing. What you'll see here is a list of questions that your viewer may have about the topic of your video, and you can pick which of these questions that you want to answer in your video. This is going to help frame it and help the AI know what we should be writing about. So what I'm going to do is just click a handful of these that I know I want to answer, and then I'll click to the next page, which is research. Okay, research is super important because giving the AI more details about your topic is going to help the script be more detailed, and it's also going to help it be more accurate to avoid those AI hallucinations. There's a few ways that you can add research. I can add a link. So I'll click here and I'll just add subscriber.ai because I'm writing a script about subscriber. So it's actually going to suck up everything that's on the subscriber homepage so that it knows more about it. I also have some text that I have written about subscriber itself. And so I'll just say this is my subscriber description. So I can enter raw text here. Now, if you have a source of content that subscriber can't automatically pull in, you can also just paste it here. It doesn't have to be structured, just drop it in and click add source. Okay, and you can see the word count is reducing, so I know how much I have left. There's a couple more things I can do. I can click add video. If I have YouTube videos that I want to include in the research, let's say that I found a really good YouTube video that I want to riff on, I can just paste in the link to the video here and click add source. Lastly, I can search web. So if I click this, I'll get these prompts where it will help me do essentially like a YouTube search. So I'll click one of these, and what I can do is I can look at these links one by one and see if this is a good example. Let's go ahead and click this one from Descript because I know and trust them. And I can add as many of these links as I want. I can also do other searches. And let's do ChatGPT for script writing. And I can add as many of these as I want until I get to the limit. Okay, so now that I've done that, I can move on to the rest of my script. Subscribers given me some great title suggestions for my video, so I've found one of those and selected it. I've also selected a thumbnail concept. Now, you don't have to use the thumbnail concepts from here. It's just a way to give you some ideas. Now I'm ready to move on to the all-important hook that lets people know they're in the right place and convinces them to keep watching your video. So I've got some great hooks here, but I happen to really like the second one, so I'll click choose. And now I am ready to begin writing my script. I'll click here, and you can see subscriber has given you an outline with a estimated word count. And what I can do is click on each of these sections here. So this is like the introduction, and you'll see the title. You'll see the instructions for this section. So this is basically what do I want to write about in this section of the script. And you'll also see a target word count. When I'm ready, I can just click generate draft, and it's going to generate a draft of the introduction section of the script. You'll notice here that the hook I selected is actually at the beginning because that is the one that I picked. So it's going to write this draft, and from there I can either click cancel if I want to start over and tweak the instructions, or I can click save. Once I click save, it's going to go to this write tab. So I've got plan and then write. You'll notice it wrote more words than I asked it to. Subscriber is always going to give you a little bit more because you probably will find some stuff that you want to take out, and it's always easier to take out than add. Once I'm done with section 1, I'll go through each section of the script and just generate the draft for that section. I'm in section 2 here, and there's one other thing I want to show you. You'll notice in this section that there's a research tab. What it does is it creates a mini research report based on all of the research that you put in at the beginning of the process, and it targets that research to this section of the script. You get really detailed and accurate scripts. You can see which research is included, and when you click generate draft, that research is also going to be included in your script. The idea here is you'll just continue generating drafts for each section of your script. You can also edit the information once you're in write mode, so feel free to make changes there. Great news, because my script is fully written now and I am ready to take it to the final step, which is the review step here. So I can see the total word count. It's a little bit longer than I asked for, but if I want to, I can continue to make a few changes. I can also see the estimated speaking time. There's a couple things I can do. I can click copy script if I want to like paste it into Google Docs, for example, or I could download a copy of the script, and that's going to download a Word document version of the script. That completes the process, and hopefully the structured workflow you'll find super helpful for creating your scripts. If you have any trouble, just click this help bubble here. There are a few documents that may be helpful that you can read through, or just click ask. And when you send a question here, it goes right to me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Cheers.